Welcome back to Let's Talk Live. Attorney Amy Griffin is part of the Griffin firm, has committed her life to creating opportunities for equity and enhancement for all people. Her firm specializes in elder law and estate planning, and she and her team work to promote the creation of wealth and its retention throughout the generations. She joins us now with a little bit more. Welcome today to Let's Talk Live. And estate planning is, I think, something that maybe a lot of us may think about, like it's something you do way down the road, but you probably shouldn't wait that long, I guess. Is that the key?
Oh, no. I clearly try to support people to understand that 18 is when you should have your first estate plan.
Really?
Because you're really an adult at that time, so you should do your estate plan at 18.
Okay, so what are some of the other services? I mean, this is one of the big focuses for you. What are the other services from your company?
But what we try to focus on creating a legacy, supporting people to create a legacy by estate planning through looking at strategies to protect your assets, as well as looking at how do we transfer wealth while avoiding probate, minimizing taxes, and making sure that your assets are protected. We really want to support people to create a legacy. We want to empower people because we know that if we empower a family, we can empower our community.
Wow, because I think for us, I know that we really had never talked to anyone about planning, financial planning, until we had kids, you know, so that it took us, I mean, I wasn't 18, I was probably up near 40. But, you know, I think maybe people don't always fully understand it, don't fully grasp it. What is your clients find difficult to grasp? What's misleading? How do you make sense of this for everyone?
You're right. Most people think, oh my gosh, I don't need to think about this now. A lot of times people think that either they don't have enough money,
right,
or they don't.
That's what I think. I have to have $1 million to have an estate. I don't have an estate. I have a house. I don't have an estate, but you know.
What we say is if you have someone you care about, right, that's the time to create an estate plan, because we really want to protect our families.
Right.
Because so often families are in distress or become so angry or grief-stricken that they do things that they would normally not do or we wouldn't imagine that they do. So we support people to not just do documents, but create a plan that makes a legacy.
Okay. So when you get to that point, there's some tragic event or something that happens or a major life change, you're saying it's better to have these decisions or thought out ahead of time than try to make them when you're probably not in your right mind, I guess it's kind of.
Well, it's right. Most of us don't plan to have a tragedy.
Right. This is right. No, that makes sense.
So we can't really wait until it happens to do something about it.
And all of us probably think that, oh, that will never happen.
That won't happen to me.
So,
you know, my most current example is Prince, you know, the artist.
Right, of course.
Famous, you know, he's planned so many things. He was such a strategic thinker. However, this fell through the cracks. Right. And unfortunately, you know, his family members are all sort of seizing the opportunity. Right. And the worst part about that is he's paying $120 million in taxes.
Wow.
You know, but because he didn't plan.
He didn't think that was going to be an issue right now.
Or that he could get to it.
Right,
you know? Eventually.
Right. Well, what is the most pronounced impact from your work and service you provide? What do you think is the biggest impact?
The greatest impact is that we educate folks.
Okay.
You know, we make it our practice to provide workshops 3 times a month. Okay. Because most people don't know the questions to ask. They don't know what the reality is of what is an estate. What does it even mean? Is it a will? You know, we support people to know that it's really far more than a document. It is, when we think that everybody at 18 should have at least 3 pieces, that the healthcare proxies, who's going to make decisions for you when you can't make them for yourself? Sure. The durable power of attorney and the last will. Even if you're just 18, you need to have these documents in place.
Well, if you want to start that off, and what do you have to bring to the table to even start an estate plan?
A life.
A life, okay. Because I think somebody think, you know, as you were saying earlier, it's not fully monetary. You don't have to have a certain X amount of money. You just need to be a life. You need to have a plan, so that something happens to you, someone else can take you to the power of attorney, talk about the living will, and once you're 18, then you're an adult, I guess, and that's your time to start making it happen. But if you didn't do it that young, it's never too late to come in as well.
Well, you know what? It is too late. Unfortunately, when you can't make decisions for yourself.
That's when it's too late.
Unfortunately, people have called me and said, what can we do now? What can my mom do? But she now has dementia.
Oh.
So we can do some things on her behalf, but that means we have to start with a guardianship. Gotcha. Because she can't legally
make those decisions.
make a decision. So someone has to, go to court to take away the authority for her to make a decision on her
All
behalf.
right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate that. It's very informative. I'm learning today, and I think hopefully a lot of folks did as well. We'll have a lot more of Let's Talk Live coming up after the break. Stay with us. We're back with more right after this.